The Tennessee House has just passed an expansion of the fetal harm bill. And basically, the original bill, or the original law, would prosecute anyone who is found to hurt a fetus after the 32nd week, right? However, now they've expanded it, or they're attempting to expand it, so it also gives rights to embryos. Okay, so
I can't wait for them to give rights to gonads.
So if anyone is prosecuted, or anyone can be prosecuted for harming an embryo, which is basically the first 8 weeks of a woman's pregnancy. So basically, look, the reason why they're doing this is because they want to grant the same human rights to embryos. That's the whole point. And also,
the whole point is to make abortion illegal. That's the whole point. And they keep going back further and further in time. There was that hilarious thing we covered, very recently, where they're saying now you're pregnant 2 weeks before you're pregnant. Okay, and that's why I say it goes all the way back to the gonad. Eventually, they're going to make kicking a dude in the balls illegal, saying you're killing thousands of potential children.
This is a disastrous bill, and I'll tell you why. We did a story a few months ago, and it's one of the most unforgettable stories that we've ever covered, in my opinion, right? On women like Rennie Gibbs in Mississippi, who got prosecuted because she had a miscarriage. Now, the reason why she got prosecuted is because the right-wing nut jobs in her state decided to investigate her past, and they found out, hey, at some point in her past, she did drugs. Therefore, this must be the reason why she miscarried, right? They prosecuted her for that. This kind of legislation allows for that type of prosecution, right? And by the way, in the first 8 weeks of pregnancy, that's when a lot of women miscarry due to natural causes.
Yeah, look, if someone I knew had a miscarriage, someone I loved, it could be anybody, it could be your sister, it could be your wife, it could be your mom, whatever it is. And then some government bureaucrat's going to come to me, and by the way, probably the same guys who are arguing that government is too large. They're going to come and talk to me about, my loved one's private life and what she might have done wrong to kill a non-existent person, and get into our private lives and put it under a microscope. And by the way, you pro-life hypocrite, I'm going to pull back a couple of words I was going to use. Once that baby is actually born and is actually a human being, you don't give a damn about that. Then you say, hey, here's a couple of bootstraps. Good luck to you, okay? You're not pro-life. The minute there's an actual life form, you say you couldn't give a rat's ass about that life form. You say, hey, good luck to you, man. I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to give any kind of child care. I'm not going to give daycare. I'm not going to give anything. I'm not going to give the mom any time off if she's got a job. They were against that bill when Clinton pushed for it. No, you're on your own, buddy. But if you don't actually exist, well, then they're your biggest fans. Why? Because it's not because they think embryos are the only human being or only the only life forms in their minds that matter. It's because they want to get into women's private parts. They're obsessed. They're perverts. And mainly they're sexually oppressed, and they want to take it out on women. So they think, how can I control a woman's life? Because in the real world, of course, these conservatives, they can't get women. They've had trouble their whole lives. They're dorks. They're losers. And so they think, oh my God, I can't ever get women. So how can I control a woman's life? Well, I'm going to get into her eggs, and I'm going to get into her embryo, and I'm going to get into her uterus. I never could get in with it because of my own merit or talent. So I'm going to find a legislative way to do it, and I'm going to be a giant goddamn hypocrite about it, and I'm going to pretend the government's too big, but when it comes to this, I'm going to get right into the middle of the uterus and legislate from there because I'm a loser who never could get women in the first place, and then I want to make sure that if anything goes wrong, that I prosecute them for miscarriage or whatever it might be, and I'm going to get into their private lives because I'm a loser pervert who lives off of that crap. How's that for clear?